Okay. Played around with the setup here a little bit. Let me move this chair out of the way so I can get here better. Can everyone see? I think so. Maybe bring it down just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. How's that? Is that better? All right. Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. We will just go ahead and dive right in. I did much better this time with getting paid and didn't spend $118 in 3 days. Instead, this was more over a week. It was $65. I think we actually covered this one last time. I don't remember. But yeah, not too bad at all. I'm happy with that. I can live with that. But yeah, we just had McDonald's. You'll see McDonald's as a recurring theme around here. We particularly like their fountain drinks because they're really good. And I may have a problem. So there's that. Where is this it? Yes, this is it. There we go. All right. So all this came in as expected as far as income went. I made $1,057 and then $349. My husband gave me $95, and between the 100 envelope and getting $30 from from this flex loan, that brought the total to $1,581. Most of these have already came out today. But I am so happy. We're going to write on here, paid off. And where's that other one? Here it is. We're going to write paid off. Fingers crossed, hopefully I will never need them ever again. If you're not aware, I live in Middle Tennessee, and apparently this upcoming weekend we're supposed to get quite a bit of snow. I don't know if that will happen or not, but if it does, I don't think it's supposed to start till sometime Saturday, which I'll already be at work. So hopefully I can get in a full day at my regular job. I'm off from my second job that evening for some odd reason. I'm guessing it's because they don't have the payroll. For some odd reason at my second job, sorry, we're going off on a little side quest here. On my second job, just this past week, I was scheduled to work on Saturday night, and they called me an hour before my shift was supposed to start, barely even an hour at that, saying that they didn't have the payroll and that I needed to stay home. Because what they have done at my second job is they have extended their evening hours by an hour, so they're open an hour later every single evening that they don't need to be. They don't have enough customers that late to justify it. So there goes those hours for at least one person right there. And then they pretty much used up everything the first 2 weeks instead of spreading it out. I can attest to that. There was some times when we didn't need all the people that we had the first couple of weekends at this job. So they're going to have to do something. So this will be the second week in a row I only have 2 evenings there instead of 3, and that's going to kind of hurt my next paycheck. But I think I've figured it out to where I'll be able to pick up the difference from my first paycheck, because yesterday was a paid holiday and I did work for most of my shift. Not quite all of it though. but basically I'll have 45 hours this past week for them instead of 40. And then I plan on having another 40 hours this week, because even if I have to miss a day due to snow, I do have enough vacation time to cover that. Now, if it goes to the point where I can't go to work Monday either, that would suck. But fingers crossed, I can get there, because I don't have any more time that I can use. Our vacation time builds up every week, and it's based off of how long you've been there. For me, I get 4 weeks, so I get roughly about 3 hours per week, and I've had to use it in the past to help cover if I left early or things like that. But yeah, okay. Back to what we're all actually here for, which is the budget. But yes, these two are paid off, and hopefully I will not have to use them. We're going to keep all of our fingers crossed. I do not want it. But with this incoming snow and all that going on, and if I don't have the hours, it would suck. But I might have to either use one of them again, or actually, more than likely, what I would probably do is I still have money available through them, is I would do that instead, since I'm already making this bi-weekly payment, just to avoid having them again, because it's just a whole rabbit hole, and I'd rather take for something I'm already paying on instead of having to go through all of that again. But yes, this has already came out. It's paid off. Breitlanding's been paid. Car insurance hasn't come out just yet. I think it was due, pretty sure it was due yesterday, so probably because of the holiday, it just hasn't hit yet. So it should come out today. If not today, then tomorrow. And they have been paid. This one on Xfinity, I forgot about this. This is just for our internet, which is $67. The mobile phone part, they actually bill separately, and it's a little bit later. Last month, that part was unexpected, and it was $93. I brought this concern up to my husband yesterday, because even with what he paid, that still wouldn't be enough to cover, almost $100, which still isn't bad for 2 phone lines, and he's also has a new phone, so he's paying on that as well. So altogether, it still isn't that bad, considering that we were paying $125, $130. I think it was closer to $135 per month just for 2 cell phones, and then an additional almost $80 for internet. So it's still saving, but we're not for sure if it'll still be, because he's on a promotion where for the first year it's $40 for 2 lines plus his phone for the first year, $40 per month. So it should kick in this month, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But we won't know quite for sure, because even though he talked to them, and I think like the bill says one thing, but they said basically they're not too for sure. It has to work itself out. So fingers crossed it's only the 40, because if it's more than that, then I'll have to figure something out. I might have to pull from my savings challenge next, and I really don't want to do that if I can help it, but I will if I have to. So yeah, that's that. Paid off, yay! And I just paid all of these today. So according to this, it leaves me with 63. I know that I don't actually have 63. It's actually lower than that. I probably is closer to about 25 that I have left, but I won't know for sure until everything gets done pending and doing what it wants to do. So that takes care of that. I won't let myself get in the negative, that's for sure. So there is that. All right, that's that. And then I did have some money left over. I didn't quite need all of the money I had taken out of the 100 envelope. So I'm just going to put a pause on that one for now, since this is one I'm actively working on. So on this one, this challenge right here, which I've already forgotten who I got it from, but I do believe in one of my previous videos I put it in, I think, the description of who it was from. But we took care of I had $11, so I took care of the 10 and the 1, and we now have 10, 15, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we do have $26 available in here if we have to pull it, which will suck, but if it means not going through all the crap that I usually have to go through when I get like that, then I'm okay with that. So yeah, this is a pretty short video today. Let me put my pen back. Where did I get this one from? Forget it. I can't get to it. Let's see. Is there anything? I did get this at the store the other day. It was on clearance. It was like, I think he was $4, and I think I almost broke it without realizing it. I didn't realize his broom wiggled around a little bit, but yeah. Isn't he cute? Couldn't believe it. Standing on the Hogwarts crest. And then I can't remember if I showed you this charm that I got from Intentional Living from Kristen. It's super cute. Has like all the budgeting things on there, which I thought was really cute. I got it when it was on, I'm pretty sure it was on sale. And that was before, I think it might have been before Christmas. And then also, Miss Maddie at Floating Funds, I think she was also having a sale. I got these. I loved it because it was purple, but also just what it says. I'm not one to go stir the pot, but I would be one of those people who are on the outside edges just listening to all the chaos. That's more my speed. And then I got Welcome to the Hot Mess Express, Admit 1. Whoop. There we go. See that better? And then this one, Dead Inside. Because, fact. And then this one, I've got PMS, OCD, and ADD. I want to cry and look pretty while I kill everyone, but I can't focus on that right now as I'm cleaning. I thought that was funny. But yeah, that came in. I think I had ordered it also. It was possibly after Christmas. Pretty sure. Trying to think if there was anything else that I got in since we last chatted, and I can't remember. I don't think so. No. I think that's all anything that I actually got. I'm not actually one to spend a lot, especially on myself. I prefer not to. Oh, I had Temu deleted for the longest time, but I got it back because I wanted to check their pricing on their desk mats. I don't know if you can tell, this one actually has a crease through it. And even though it looks great, don't get me wrong, don't plan, think I plan on maybe donating this one. But this one I have had for 5 years at least now. I've had it for quite a while. It's held up great, besides this crease that it got in it, but I don't know, maybe I'll keep it. I do like the colors and everything that's in it, in the image, but I'm just ready for something a little bit different. And on Temu, I found, hoping, fingers crossed, that they're actually the right size, even though I had converted it to inches for me. But I think for the price of what one would cost on Amazon, I think I was able to get 3 because they were having like their winter clearance, and some things were like a little bit of a pre-order, so you got a special price if you pre-ordered, something like that. So hopefully that should be here in a couple weeks. I think I spent a total of $25, and I got 3 mats. I think I also got a new phone case for my phone. Yes, I did. And I think there was something else. It might have been budgeting related. When it gets here, I'll show you, but yeah, that was the only reason why I went on there, was just to try to get, instead of paying basically $20 just for one of these on Amazon, because I do like the big ones that, cover a lot more area. I figured I would check there first, because I'm all about, paying less if I can. I mean, especially if the quality more or less is the same. It's just going to sit up here, so yeah, that's what I did. I know there's sometimes controversy over Temu. I don't really know the specifics, something to do with stuff in China and things like that, but I'm honestly not well versed in any of that. But if it saves me money for the same thing, I would prefer to go that route. Now, if there's, like unethical stuff going on behind the scenes, then that's when things get iffy. But for right now, that's what I thought. Temu is a bit more expensive than they used to be. Like I said, it's been years. Quite a few years. I think at least 2 years, maybe 3, since the last time I had been on there. So things have gone up on Temu. But yeah, that's what I did. And now this is turning awkward. Okay. Well, yeah, that's all I have for you for this week. We'll see next week if how that's going to turn out with the snow and everything. Like I said, I think it's expected here for Saturday and Sunday. So fingers crossed I only miss 1 day of work at my full-time job and not 2, because I don't have any more time that I could use. I literally will only have like 9 hours vacation time after I think it's Thursday of this week. So it will only cover 1 full day and an hour. So if I have to miss Monday as well, that'll be an additional 7 hours that'll be missing. And that'll be, let's see, my handy dandy calculator that I got like a year and a half ago and hardly ever use. But isn't it pretty? This did come from Amazon. I don't know if you can still get this particular one, but let's see. I make $16 an hour times 7. Yeah, that'll be $112. So even after tax, basically $100. So my husband's already been saying that if we had to miss too much work, you know, for me to defer any like debt type things. But the thing is that this would hit on my next check, and that's when pretty much non-negotiable stuff gets paid, like our lot rent. That's definitely that's not negotiable. So there's not really anything I could put off paying, because I've actually already paid all the cards, or most of them, just today. And some of those are for next month. So pretty much the only thing I could put on hold would be my Lane Bryant card and my Beals Outlet card, because they're due on the 6th. And I think, yeah, that's coming out of my next check. So, and I'm already going to be short on my Ross check now, thanks to them. So, and I've already talked to one of the supervisors there, saying, you know, if that happened every other week, it wouldn't be so bad. I said, but twice and all going on the same paycheck, that hurts. Especially, you know, when money is pretty tight. So, hopefully it all works out. But other than that, I don't mind the snow that may or may not come. I think they're calling for... They're saying almost a foot of snow. I don't know if I believe that. The most that I've ever seen where I'm at, which, oh God, that's even been a few years ago when I saw that, was, I think, almost 6 inches. And that kept us inside for a few days, because the park where we're at, they don't do anything to our roads whatsoever. They don't plow them. They don't salt them. Nothing like that. So we'll have to see. My husband's mainly concerned about his job, because they don't get any type of... He's only been there for 6 months now, and he doesn't have any time he could use yet. I think for them, after the first year is when they finally get their time, which is how it was at my first job. I had to wait till after a year to get any kind of time. So he's like, that's crazy. I was like, well, that's just the way that it is, you know. All right, well, I've had you on here long enough. I hope everyone has a great week. Stay warm out there. Stay safe. Be careful of the crazies out there on the road. And we'll see you next week. Bye.